Hey there, good evening, and welcome to the first installment of WTF, aka What the Flip? This will be a sporadic yet ongoing segment where we're going to react to videos by people, and you're going to get my take on it. Here, but before we go, excuse me, before we get started, we once again must adhere to the rule of 4. Like. Quickest way to actually like the video and show that you care and that you want to watch it, like it. Free, 1 second. Click the like button. Comment. If you like it, if you don't like it, if there's something you want to hear, if there's something you need to say, have at it. We don't know if we don't grow if we don't know. So just give it a try. Who knows? Subscribe. You're down with the program? You want to rock with us? You want to show us your love? Hit the subscribe button. This way you'll be on the list and you'll be aware of things as they happen. Notify, which takes that subscription step one step further. Let you know the minute we're going to upload new stuff. You're one of the first to know. Those 4 things together help us grow organically, make us a better show, and a lot of nice things come into play, and you'll be the beneficiary of it because what we do for you guys. So, with that being said, on with today's show. Once again, shout out to Just Pearly Things. I mean, the girl hasn't been here that long, but she's done some seriously good work. And there's stuff I agree with, there's stuff I disagree with, but all in all, it's very entertaining. It's a good show. I was perusing the internet today, going through YouTube, when I stumbled across When Do the Excuses Run Out? And she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys and 2 girls. The 5th guy is she's the cameraman / producer. And she basically was trying to find out at what point do the myriads of reasons / excuses the modern women give regarding issues of today finally run out, and the guy goes, that's it, can't deal with it, I'm headed for the door. And we're not going to go through the whole video today because it's 2 hours and 22 minutes and some change. That's a bit much. But we're going to go through as much of it as we can. We're going to break it down. I'll give you insight. You have any other insights or things like that? Feel free to comment. Leave it in the comments. And so without further ado, here we go.
Guests. So why don't we go around, everyone say your name, age, relationship status, and where you're from.
Starting with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome
Nana
back.
Evans. Thank you. Nana Evans, 42, married.
Okay. Pay close attention to her. I didn't quite get the name. Let me just one quick second.
Lovely panel of lovely guests. So why don't we go around, everyone say your name, age, relationship status, and where you're from.
Starting with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome
Nana
back.
Evans. Thank you. Nana Evans, 40.
Nana Evans. So, and she is 47 years old.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel, and welcome to the pregame.
Definitely pay attention to her, because she is going to be a big source of drama. And I'm going to leave it at that, because I've watched some of it. I haven't watched it all. I've watched some of it. And from what I've watched, OMG. So, here we go.
Lovely panel of lovely guests. So why don't we go around, everyone say your name, age, relationship status, and where you're from.
Starting with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome
Nana
back.
Evans. Thank you. Nana Evans, 42, married, and live in East London.
Contact sign up for our member.
My turn?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jesse Praise. I work at a hedge fund and make videos on YouTube and TikTok. I'm 24 years old, and I am married to my Bible.
Wow.
Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Iman, I'm 21 years old, I'm single and I'm Moroccan.
Yo, what's going on, peeps? It's Rance, the Enigma, age, and relationship status unknown.
Nice one.
Have you ever noticed that people who are larger than life, who like personas, basically start up the same way? It's a mystery. It's none of your business. Unknown, undisclosed. And he's got some people in the chats that are gassing him up. But we'll see if he's actually worth it. Continue.
I'm Daily, I'm 26, from the Domino Effect podcast, and relationship status taken.
Yeah, I'm Eddie.
Okay. Didn't get his name. But you're going to notice that he pops his gum a lot. To the point where it gets downright annoying and infuriating. This is he's been on this show quite a few times, and this is the first time I've actually noticed that he's popping his gum as he talks. And it's like, dude, if you're gonna pop your gum, but don't pop your gum and talk. Either talk or pop your gum. And in an ideal world, you'll take that crap out of your mouth and then speak, so we don't have to worry about anything else. See? I'm getting started already. But let's move on.
26. I'm 28. The other half of the Domino Effect podcast.
And that's Eddie. Later on, he becomes the recruiter for Just Pearly Things for a while. And one thing you'll notice about him is he's got his stuff together, and he's pretty knowledgeable.
The most valuable host. We're here again.
Okay, so today's topic is something that I have seen on this podcast and just in my day-to-day life. And that is the victim mindset and victim mentality of modern women. So the example I use of this is something that's
Victim mindset, aka the Victim Olympics, as another YouTuber has said. And continue, Pearly.
It's happened a couple times in this podcast. I've had men and women both go viral on this podcast for the wrong reasons, okay? People come on the show and they'll wild out. And what happens is the men, I never hear from. They just kind of take the L and move on. But the women will come to me and start blaming me for their bad behavior on the podcast.
Now, that is going to be a recurring theme throughout this entire episode. You will also notice it through the interactions of some of the guests. Now, basically what she's saying is that on her podcast, she's noticed that there have been a few guests that have acted the fool, male and female. The male say, all right, bad, my bad, I messed up. Take that L and move on. Women tend to deflect. It wasn't me. You made me do it. And has a boatload of reasons why you can't place the blame on them. Hence, when do the excuses run out? Let us continue again.
Podcast and for going viral for the wrong reasons. Why do men take accountability for their actions where women always seem to point the finger? I'd like to hear from the men first.
This is the last one I'm going to stop for, but I'm going to let it play for a little bit. Pay close attention to the panelists. You'll see two things almost immediately made clear. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go on.
I guess I should go first since I'm here, but I think that there is, from a young age, as a boy, man, you're somewhat held accountable from then. You know, so if you do something wrong, especially I'm Nigerian, so if you did something wrong, you'll hear it from your dad when he comes home, kind of thing. So, you know, you're told very early on your consequences, your actions have consequences, and so you need to make sure that you don't do the wrong things in order to not have those consequences. But a lot of times, I do think certain cultures don't have that same energy when it comes to women, and that might be why.
Yeah, I just think self-awareness, innit? I feel like as a man, you're forced to have that. Do you know what I mean? From early days, when you're in the playground, you know what I'm saying? If you're fat, you're the goalkeeper. It just is. It just is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you get picked last. If you're not the guy, no one complains. Like, everyone kind of knows. Like, there's an accountability, there's a hierarchy amongst men. Like, we just know from early, like, where we kind of fit in it. Like, we live in a world where we get shown and told where we are all the time and what we are in it. And I just feel like for women there isn't really that, but I think their friends just lie to them too much.
Leading on from that as well, I think it's self-awareness. If you're a man and you're short, fat and you're broke, the world will tell you as soon as you enter the dating marketplace or you enter the world on what your status is. Whereas a woman, if you're overweight, you'll probably have a body positivity group say that's the right way to be. So I think there's a lot of ways to mummy coddle women where men aren't afforded that luxury.
Okay. Shout out to that panelist for pretty much speaking what it is. Accountability. Men are made aware of it pretty much from the beginning. Women, not so much. Points are deducted, though, because of that stupid gum popping. That's annoying.
Well, to emulate what the man them said, men are forced to have to live in reality from young. Girls growing up are just never told no. So they grow up with this idea that, you know, the world kind of revolves around them. So that's why I mentioned that, you know, men have to create their value throughout life, while women are given their value. So with that, you're afforded two different mentalities as you're growing up and going through life, and that allows women to operate from this facade of what the reality shows. So when anything goes against that kind of cognitive dissonance, there's a combativeness towards that.
So,
Okay. That is what everybody was saying in a nutshell. Men are forced from a very early age to live in reality. You can't argue with it. Men at a very early age have to deal in reality. Women aren't afforded that same reality check that men are. And simply that's because from a really early age, they're mollycoddled. They're insulated. They're protected. They're shown the very best in humanity. where boys are introduced to the realities at an early age. And that didn't change till the mid to late 2000s with the introduction of the participation trophy, where everybody got a trophy just to participate. Where beforehand, you only got the trophy when you won. And we'll go into that a little bit later because that's a tangent that I'm definitely going to get into. But let's get back to the show and let's see what they're talking about now.
So, question for the women. Is it just me? Is this just something that I see where women don't take as much accountability as men do? Or have you seen that in real life? Like, do you agree? Do you disagree? You can start. Yeah.
Okay, I kind of partially agree, but at the same time, there was something that the last guy said that just triggered something in me, like that's just not true.
Okay. Forget her name. You put it in the chat, whatever. But if you noticed, she kind of agreed. She starts off with, I kind of agree, but... And now she's going to go into this whole tangent on why she disagrees with it. And it's just going to build as the show progresses. But don't take my word for it. Listen to her.
Like, I think women do take accountability and they are shaped from young as well. The levels of accountability are very different, and I definitely agree. The fantasy spin, I think, is very feminine, and the kind of like I'm gonna reshape reality. I think that is a feminine trait, but that doesn't mean that both sexes don't have an issue with accountability. I absolutely think that there is an issue with accountability in society for all sexes at this moment.
Okay. Where to begin? Okay. She feels that people on both sides, both sexes, have issues with accountability. Now, unless I'm mistaken, I could have distinctly heard from the guys that accountability starts with them very young. Where women aren't held to the same standard. And if they're not held to the same standard, that would logically mean that accountability for both sexes isn't the same. And this is a hallmark of modern women. They don't take responsibility. They don't have to take responsibility because society has deemed, oh, you don't need to worry about it. Now. Beforehand, there was more accountability. But modern women, as it stands today, got their start in the early 2000s with the rise of feminism 3.0. It isn't the first wave, and it isn't the second wave. It's the third wave. Because the third wave was established, women pretty much had what they were setting out to do. Due to the patriarchies / white males overcompensation and overcorrecting of situations to be more fair. They got what they wanted and then some. But listening to her, you wouldn't know it. Why do I say that? Have a listen.
Where do you see that men don't take accountability?
I think men don't take accountability for the status and actual kind of weight that they have put on themselves, and they complain about it like it's women that have kind of put this weight on their shoulders. And
bullshit. I'm calling it bullshit. They put the weight on themselves. No. You put the weight on us. This is your doing, not ours.
And how they should shape their reality is like because of women, and women don't have that same pressure. I think they've done that to themselves.
Can I?
They're not to themselves. Why would you do something that you know is going to be to your detriment? Why? Answer that, and you'll have a better reception from me, a better understanding, and you might score some brownie points. But Pearl's got a question for you.
A specific example. I don't understand what you're talking
Even
about.
just being like, okay, so the role of being the breadwinner or the one that has to provide everything, I think that is men that have put that on themselves. I don't think that has anything to do with women.
You don't think that has anything to do with women when women want a guy that makes at least 30% more than them?
Again, concise, clear, short, and to the point. She came right out. You can't. Basically what she's saying is that you can't say that when it's women who want men that ideally, and to their preference, wants one that makes 30% more than they do. And this is so that they don't have to work. They can be housewives. What say you, old doomslayer?
No, I don't think there are that many women that think that like that.
No, it's if you survey women and ask them, they want a man that makes at least 30% more than them. And if a woman, one of the number one indicators of divorce is if a woman out earns the man.
This is the facade.
And would that not come from men?
100.
Okay. We're going to be doing quite a bit of stopping now because we're going to have a lot of unpacking to do. Pearl just made a point based in statistics and data, not her feelings. Data has shown that women tend to want to be with a man that makes 30% more, and that when they get divorced, women drive the divorce rates, not men. What'd she say? No.
What?
Would they not be the ones that are not comfortable?
No, because the women initiate divorce.
There he goes. Now that right there by itself should stop any argument. That's a fact. What you should do is take your L, go back, research it, educate yourself on it, then come back with any other facts that you may have to refute her point. But for the purposes of this conversation, you're done. You're cooked. But no, that's not how she thinks it goes.
So women leave 70 to 80%. No,
Yes.
70 to 80% of the time women leave, and 90% if they're college educated. So the higher up a woman goes in terms of income and status, the more likely she leaves.
Okay.
There's
Now
also
you're saying she's
something.
leaving because
Yes.
she's earning more. And no, I'm saying that she may be like, I'm not satisfied in this relationship.
No. That's not what Pearlie's saying. She's simply saying, based on her data, women are leaving 70 to 80% of the times through normal circumstances, and 90% if they're college educated. That has nothing to do with quality of life. See, already you moved the goalposts. Okay, Lucy? You moved the goalposts.
Because he has an issue with me earning more. And
Okay. That's not true. And Pearl will explain a lot better than I will. But men tend to not care. Plus, if she does make more than he does, men today will tend to throw the neutral and coast. She can do it. I'm cool. What did I do? Or if he actually doesn't work, I'll work. I'll do my side hustle. I'll contribute. One less thing I got to worry about.
And I don't want to stay in this dynamic.
So from what I've seen in the guys, you can maybe correct, like you can tell me what you've seen because you guys, I see the girl side.
Yeah.
I found when girls move up in making money, they're around more men that make more money than them. So I think on some level they kind of wish they were with the men they were working with rather than their husbands.
Hypergamy. The very definition of hypergamy. They're making more money. They're around men that are making the money they're making. So they start to think, this is where I need to be. Because they're making as much as I do. We're equal footing. What do I need him for when I can have him? And here's where the monkey branching starts. So yes.
And so they kind of see what they're not getting, and then they leave.
I can see that in some circumstances, but I actually think the troubles in a house when a woman is earning more isn't necessarily about that dynamic. I think it really is the ego.
This goes back to a woman's nature. So we've all heard the term hypergamy. So women are married for across up social hierarchies. So naturally, women are programmed to always get the best that they can get. So at the time, when she got married to her man, that might have been the best that she could get at the time. But then as she elevates herself past him, then she's in a new tax bracket with new men who are at a higher level. Therefore, that hypergamous nature starts to kick in again and says, I can do better than what I currently have.
We're neglecting.
Wow. Props to my man Eddie. Straight up props. I sense no shame in his game. He laid it out concisely and clearly. And he mentioned the hypergamy that I talked about. Her first level of hypergamy kicked in. She felt that the men that she dated and married, that's the best I'm going to get. When she started to go to school and she leveled up and started making more money than her man, hypergamy kicked in again and said, oh wait, maybe now I can get this one. So she starts to reach up and get the man that she thinks she can get now. But remember, women do this, but they don't see the whole thing. Sure, she thinks she can level up and she can get the better man. The better man might be spoken for. The better man may just be a player, a confirmed bachelor. Short-term relationships, nothing for the long term. Spot on, Eddie. Well played.
That the man in this situation is also contributing to the dynamic of that relationship.
But there's contributing and there's acting on it. So
yes,
a man wouldn't divorce a woman necessarily because she earns more than him, whereas
but
a woman will divorce a man because she earns more than him.
But it may be hell in that. And this is the part that nobody is going into. So should she stay in a house where it's hellish?
But this
Show me a house that's hellish. Everything is on the up and up. He's not cheating. He's dutiful. He's faithful. He comes home. He loves on his wife. He loves his children if they have them. Everything is on the up and up. Now, all of a sudden, you get hellish situations. Show me the hell. I need to somehow get on one of these shows. Because I got questions. I got mad questions. And yelling at the screen like this doesn't help. Well, actually, it does help a little bit. I can blow up some steam. But this woman needs to be checked. Hard. Hockey style. Check her right into the boards.
Because to have a man.
Hold on, where are we going?
Isn't it-
Because I just feel like the goalpost just got moved, like to
where?
to like
It's
the
literally,
touchline or
if a man
something.
it tends to be that if a man's earning less than his wife, he tends to be more passive. So what are the chances that he would actually be raising hell in the house?
And you also have to think about this logically as well. If we're talking about such a high percentage figure of 70% of women leave, the more higher educated, the more money they make, you can't then argue, like, logically, that most of those situations have got the man's giving her hell. She's doing better for herself, therefore she's then exiting.
Why is
There's the word that she'll never understand. Because she's a woman. No offense to her either. No offense at all. No shade, no nothing. But she's a woman. Women tend to not deal in logic. They deal in feelings. Feelings rule them. But we're ruled by logic. And what Eddie's saying is that if a man is dealing with his woman on a day-to-day, doing the things he has to do, there can be no hell. And that's true. Any help that is in that relationship, she's perceiving it, or she's making it real. She's wishing it into reality. It's certainly not coming from the man's side.
Is there not surveys on actually the reasons why?
The dominant reason for one is financial, and the second
Yeah.
is infidelity.
Yeah.
So women leave for financial reasons, for more than
And
infidelity.
women and men cheat at similar rates. It's like 23
So
and 26%.
the financial reasons that are cited,
Mm-hmm.
could that not
You notice that Pearl just dropped a little bombshell on her head about cheating being about the same. And Reba, I think her name is, didn't even blink. She didn't acknowledge it. Because she's got it in her head that she's right, and she's going to prove everybody else on this panel wrong. Makes for good entertainment, good TV. But in terms of debates and conversation stuff, there's a lot to be desired. Let's go on.
literally be that we had disharmony in our house because I was earning more?
But this is the thing, though, because
Or what type of financial reasons are you talking about?
That the finances aren't enough, so she has to leave and find better.
because a lot of
that's a
times
totally
women don't
different
like to have to
situation
do.
No, it's not. It's the same situation. This is what I'm talking about. We got a woman here who's hell-bent on being right. Sign language. Shame, insult, guilt need to be right. She needs to be right. And she will trample over any and everyone to make that point. And for the life of me, going back to yesterday's podcast, she doesn't listen. She's talking at them. She's talking through them. She's talking around them. She's doing everything but talking to them. Because if she talks to them when they talk back, she'll listen. She's yet to hear a single word anyone has said. The brother Rant in the Brooklyn Nets jersey, he's looking around like, who is this broad and where did they find her? You got Iman in the middle of of Rant and the gentleman there, who's looking down. She's like, I can't deal with this. I can't do it.
more work in terms of,
But
you know,
but what but
paying
what
for bills.
but what so the initial question was, you said men aren't held accountable and they put that on themselves. But what I'm saying is I think the data indicates that men are held accountable for this, because if your woman out earns you, she's out the door. So they men have to deal with a consequence quick.
away.
Where women,
about the
where
women.
if a woman gains a bunch of weight in a marriage, which to me is like similar to the equivalent, like usually the men don't leave.
Hang on, what?
Let's
So
speak
you're-
on that.
What you're saying, if a woman puts on weight, it's the same as if she earns more.
No, I'm saying, like, I think that the equivalent of a woman gaining 100 pounds is like a man losing a job and refusing to work. I would say it's
So
similar
in forms
in
of
terms.
like-
Okay, once again, I see no fault in her argument, no flaws in her logic. I see nothing wrong in what she's saying. And what she's saying is a woman gaining 100 pounds is an equivalency to a guy quitting his job and not wanting to get another one. Because she's putting on 100 pounds and she ain't going nowhere. She's not going to the gym to get rid of it. She's good. And the guy will see this, prefer her with her pre-whatever weight. But he'll be fine with it. And this goes back to something I've been saying for a long time. Men are adaptable. Men have a very short wish list. And their wish list can be altered so long as at least 1 to 2 of their boxes are ticked. Anything more than 2 it's a bonus to them. Oh, it's raining from pennies from heaven. Oh my God, this must be my lucky day. Where women are much more stringent. Let us continue.
In forms of attraction.
Instead of what we're attracted to.
Okay.
Because
Because
women
the
are
other
attracted to
looks.
money and status, whereas men, they're
It's more
visual
physical.
creatures.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you take the visual aspect away from it, then that's when
Okay.
they start cheating with the secretary, and it gets all hectic.
I can kind of see where that's going. I half kind of agree with
Yeah.
that.
So what I'm saying is women don't seem to fit. Like, I don't know a lot of men in real time that are leaving their woman because she gained weight. But I do know a lot of women that out earn their boyfriends or their husbands and leave. So what I'm saying is women don't face the consequence, and then men do.
Pow! Game over. That's the money shot. And that sums up her argument quite nicely. You can say what you want. You can think what you want. But there's nothing that Pearl is saying that isn't true. Women can put on weight and the guy will accept it and deal with it. He's not going anywhere. There's no threatening to leave. But a woman cannot earn her mate. All of a sudden, he's no longer good enough. Because she's making more than him. So now she must go to the next guy up. Because that's the best that she feels she can get. Kevin Samuels said something, rest in peace, Kevin, on one of his podcasts. He said that a woman can do no better than her baby daddy. We can translate that to this conversation and say that a woman can do no better than the guy that she marries. Whether it's first or second choice. That's the best she's going to get. Are there exceptions to that rule? Yes, all the time. But by and large, that's the best you're going to get. And you need to hold on tight. But because women are hypergamous, they don't think the way we think. They don't think that, oh my goodness, this is the best I get, I better hold on tight. They're thinking, oh no, that's better, I want that. Once again, it goes back to the joke by Chris Rock. Men and women are different when it comes to dating. A man can meet a woman and the guy will be like, I want to meet someone like her, she's really nice. A woman will introduce her man to her friend and she says, I want him. Now, I don't want someone like him, I want him. Move that over to this relationship thing. A man comes home, finds his woman, and notices his woman's 100 pounds bigger. Oh well, she might lose it, but I still love her. What's for dinner? But a woman starts making more than her money, comes home and says, he's not good enough. I need better. I wonder what they're doing. I'm going to leave him so I can be with so-and-so, or I can get with so-and-so, and we'll have a better life. And women can do that, but there should be no bonuses. And that's a story for another day. Let's hear a little bit more of what they got to say, and then we'll go down the thing a little bit more and dissect some more of their stuff.
No, I totally disagree with that. I can't see how this even makes sense.
Pearly,
because it's frowned upon when men do certain things. So, if I leave my wife because she's fat, everyone is going to hate on me.
Yeah, you'll get shamed for it,
one
bro.
thing I would say,
People
Pearly,
do that all the time.
Bruv, you'll get shamed for it. You can't even call women fat now, but they can call you short though. You know what I'm saying? But this is just how it is.
You have to remember as well, we're not talking anecdotal, we're talking statistical data to prove what's going on.
Listen, statistics are the same thing as an anecdote. You have to.
This is a moron. Statistics are not the same as anecdotes. Not even close. A statistic is based in real world, real time data. Anecdotes are examples you can give. Now they can be based on it, but they're not derived from them. It's not a derivative of it. It doesn't find its fact in data and stats and statistics. Anecdotes is, this will explain why this is this way, based on my experience. And one experience is a data point, but it's not data in and of itself. All right, a little bit more, and then we're going to move forward.
Collect the data points, and that is through sight. The person has to actually be collating the data, so they're going to go and get the data.
But the problem with this thinking is then it's just whatever, and I hear this a lot from women, where it's like, well, we can't trust the data, but then what do we trust? It's just each individual.
You need to know where the data has come from, you need to know the sample, you need to know the sample size it's come from.
No, you don't. You don't have to know it. It's a bonus when you do know it. But you don't have to know it. As my parents told us kids growing up, the only things you have to do in life is be black and die. That's it. And as others have pointed out to me in my growing up, we don't even have to stay black. We don't have to do that. Benjamin Franklin also said, the only things that are certain in life are death and taxes. Because eventually you will die, and eventually you will have to pay taxes. All right, a little bit more.
People do that when it's convenient for them, because I'm sure when there's a cause that you feel for and the data
I
is
am like that
enforcing
with
what you
all-
think,
no.
Well,
then you wouldn't say it.
if you want to question individual studies, fine. If you want to go in and maybe inspect the data more, fine. Like I say everyone has the right to do that, but with the divorce statistics, it's pretty cut and
I'm
dry.
not even going on that. I'm literally like, but what are the reasons? And saying financial, I'm like, yeah, it could be financial, but what was the dynamic of the relationship where
She's fishing now. This has turned into a fishing expedition. She's been given irrefutable evidence due to data and statistics. And now she's finding fault with the data. It's not even a real fault. She wants to dive deep into it. And Pearl even said, if you want to do that, fine. But the data's there. And it's not changing. But we're going to go forward a bit because I can't deal with them. Oh, this is a good one. Do women lack accountability in the church? I wanted them to say about that.
Now. So if you don't know that, that's on you. You know, that's on you not doing your research.
Yeah, but when you're actually in it and you've never had, everyone knows that, you know, when you're young, if you used to get in, like, you know, when you're 15, you have that one girl that she violated, and you learn from that when you're like 15, and all the elders will tell you she's doing a mazine, but you're in it, you're like, no, I like this girl, and you learn. But these men are learning in their 30s.
But again,
once they're married.
Some men are told by the elders, oh, she's doing a madness, and still won't listen. They choose not to listen.
But bro, that's
but
because their options weren't
always
there.
do that, man.
But this is what I'm saying, though. You can't just keep saying as a younger, because, you know, it's on you what you decide to
I think
to
this
listen
just goes down to a lot of men ain't disciplined. That's plain and simple.
Yes.
A lot of us, we think with our willies, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot of us have taken the time out, again with men, to get to know ourselves so that you don't remove yourself from certain situations. Because, cool, like you said, I know man them on the block when we was young, that when they're wiping up greasers. This girl slept with the whole block, but because she slept with me, that means there must be something there. There must be something there. Yeah, that's the same. I know, man.
But bro, it's easy.
I can find no fault in that. That is spot on. In every block, there's the one girl who's been through the block. She said everybody. Everybody and their brother. But you really like her. And when you finally get her, you're over the moon. And you conveniently forget the fact that she's been run through like the Holland Tunnel. She's run more trains than Amtrak. And it's so easy to forget that. Much like a red flag. You see it, but you tend to ignore it because it's going to get in the way of your happiness. These guys know that this girl's for the streets. But it's their turn. They even know that. It's their turn. And their turn is temporary. But maybe, just maybe, I'm the one guy that'll make this temporary thing permanent. The delusion is maddening.
It's easier to
One at a
turn
time.
down food, yeah, when you know where your next meal's coming.
100.
You understand what I'm saying, bro? Like, these man ain't had nothing. Like, their whole life, they got no play. They probably spent their 20s watching and listening to their brethren talk about the madness they were doing, and then they see a girl that they know is out of their league now. Do you know what I mean? And all of a sudden she's interested. So man's like, right, it's my time. Do you know what I'm saying? So man's gonna deal with all the nonsense.
Okay.
I think that goes to people not knowing the value because
So when does accountability step in now? Because you guys are using totally different terms. Like you're leaving out all of the accountability when on a woman, it's
I don't
like,
think
no,
I am.
she needs to be
I
accountable.
don't think I am.
Where's it? You absolutely.
No, we
are
just
not.
said that
But I'm
simply
like,
men
wait.
need to be accountable, though. We literally all said it.
No, you used a different term. You
What did
said
we
it's that you said it was that they're not disciplined.
That's why I said yes.
Accountability.
Discipline is accountability. It's just another way of saying it. But see, notice what she's doing. She's playing word salad. She's taking something. She knows that the words are interchangeable. But for the purposes of this argument, this conversation, this discourse, this debate, they're not. And she wants them to clarify. Now, if I was on this show, I'd be like, hold on a minute. The words are the same. You choose to ignore their meaning. This is on you. This isn't on us. This is on you. And see where it goes from there. Oh, my migraine's coming back. I'm getting a headache. Again, second time in 2 days. I really want to do these reaction videos. But when they go off the rails, it's like a 15-car pilot. And the rubbernecking that normally accompanies that. It's a train wreck. You can't not look. So everybody's got to slow down so they can get a better view of what's going on. And it hurts my head when that happens, and it hurts my head now.
So can we be like that type of scenario?
The whole point is men deal with the consequences because men get the consequences.
Yeah, look at Kanye.
He's got a wife that's ran through, and there's consequences that come with a wife that's ran through.
And he made that decision.
No, but you're right, and I'm not. But the point is that women in society can do what they want, and there's no consequence. So,
there are men that have
wow, 3 for 3. And it all comes back to the central theme. Women are not held accountable like men are. There's the bailout. Always a bailout. No matter what women do, if it looks like it's going to be wrong, some white knight will be there to save them. I'm going to start calling this the white knight syndrome. Because no matter what they do, somebody will be there to save them. And I think, in order to fix this, we need to do away with the white knight. Let them fall. Let them crash and burn. Let their face meet the pavement. And watch them buck the trend. Because face meeting pavement is not a good look. It doesn't feel very nice either. Now this poor woman, I use the word poor in the most sarcastic way I possibly can, is desperate now to make her point. And watch what she does next.
No, can I finish? You gotta let me finish. So I'm saying she gets to do her thing in her whole phase, and she still gets a ring, and she still gets kids with a husband. The man, when he marries a hoe, she divorces him.
Is the consequence of a woman doing that? The fact that she doesn't get the man she wants.
What?
The consequence of a woman being run through and used up or whatever, and then getting married to a guy that she doesn't want, isn't that a consequence?
I think the kid's more important than the man.
Is that a consequence?
That's not a consequence.
I think it's a consequence.
No, because she'll just leave, man.
Yeah, because she just leaves him after the kids and then goes back to the streets.
Exactly what Kim done. Kim literally got Kanye. Do you know what I'm saying? I got the 4 youths, I got a little mixed race babies and cut. Are you mad? And now she's with Pete.
Boy, yeah.
And she'll take half.
You know what I'm saying?
And she'll take half.
I was literally like, have you forgotten the taking half?
Bro, they're not getting divorced, bro. I promise you, they're gonna stay married.
A woman can get. Do you know what alimony is?
Hey.
A woman gets money just for being married to a guy for a long time.
No,
I don't understand. You can get a job.
In some cases, for the rest of your life.
Dr. Dre's wife, did you see how much he was paying for her phone bill?
She was
Lord
asking
have
for more.
mercy.
She was asking for more. No.
And I don't understand because you can get a job. Like, why are you entitled to his money?
Because the laws are archaic. That's why.
But they're married women. We weren't talking about married women leaving. We were talking about somebody who had been run through on the streets, had 2 kids,
But then she gets
and
a
had
ring.
now managed to find a ring.
Yeah, a
think that's a
ring.
different
So that's
scenario.
married.
Yeah, so
Yes.
now she's married to the dude, but
Yes.
he's not the father of her kids.
Wrong. We weren't talking about marriage. Yes, you were. You were talking about marriage. When the ring gets put on the finger, that's after I do. And right before you may kiss the bride. The ring is the next to last thing in the ceremony. When you put that ring on someone's finger, that is a symbol that the two have become one, and that's a union that no man should rend asunder. No man should stand in the middle of this union of these two people. So you're wrong, lady. As usual, you're dead wrong. Let me see you spin your way out of this one.
Right. I mean, she might give him more kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
She's
I
winning.
mean, look at Sierra. Look at Sierra.
She's
Look
probably
at
going to be cool with that.
what?
She's probably going to be cool
Okay, let's take.
with the next guy that she is with.
Well, I mean, look at Sierra. What happened with her? So what did she do? She got ran through by Future, ran through all the rappers,
man them.
finds God at 28, 29, settles down with Russell Wilson. It seems okay for a little bit. Now what's she doing? She's twerking on Instagram. The disrespect.
Yeah.
This man.
Disrespectful. It's
Oh,
just-
stop it.
Lies. Liar. No man in their right mind is going to see that and be okay with it. If he thinks that's the best he's going to get, he won't say anything. But he's not going to be happy with it. You can be okay with something, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to like it. In the slightest. You're going to be like, ugh. Ugh. Oh, all right. And watch the pretzelian ways that this woman is going to attempt to contort herself to make her point. That's ultimately going to fall flat in the face because there is not a point that she's going to make that can't be refuted.
How is it singer? She is an artist. She
To
is
twerk on Instagram when you're married.
Bro, she got the
That-
goodies out, bruv.
The goodies are out.
She's
The
not
goodies are
able
out,
to
Ray,
twerk.
boy.
That's
Wait,
like,
guys, let her talk.
so she's not able to twerk now. Like she was
No,
twerking
you should-
before.
you
She
should-
was an artist. She
Well,
is
she
doing her thing.
said she found God. So she gave Russell Wilson the impression. She waited a year to sleep with him, and she gave him the impression that she was a changed woman.
Yeah.
Now, after she gets the kids and the resources, she's twerking on Instagram. I think that's disrespectful as a wife. There are things you can do when you are single that I don't think you should do if you are married.
Preach.
Preach. Got that right. There are things that you can do when you're single that don't translate at all into marriage life. You can twerk all you want when you're single. You can be for the streets all you want when you're single. You can run your apps. Anything you want to do when you're single. Once you take that ring, once you commit yourself, once in the eyes of whoever worship, or eyes of the law, Once you do that, once it's acknowledged, you are now bound by that commitment to a new set of rules. And I don't know about you guys, but nobody that I know acts that way and stays married for long.
No, I think it's between her and her man, and he doesn't seem to care that she's twerking, and whether that goes.
And that goes back to what I just said. Just because he seems to be okay with it does not mean he likes it. Just because he tolerates it doesn't mean he likes it. He may just be like, well, you know, it's not, this is the, he may be saying, this is the hill I don't want to die on. This is a battle I can't win. I'm going to pick and choose my battles, and this is not a fight that I'm prepared to wage because I can't win it. So we'll let it slide. Not the best way of doing things, but I understand it. I definitely understand it. Every day, married people, both men and women, make this decision. You're having a bit of a disagreement. You're having some sort of contention. And one, or if not both, are thinking, is this a battle I want to choose to fight now? Is this a battle that I can win? No? Okay. Enough. I choose to fight another day. So we'll let it slide. And if he's really good, or she's really good, it gets filed away in one of those sub-basement lockers. It isn't forgotten, but it's hidden. Hidden somewhere where it won't bubble up the next time they have an argument. It's compartmentalized. It's locked away in a drawer, never to be seen again. Because that's what they decided. They decided that this contention, this point of argument that we're having now, isn't worth throwing away everything that we've built. And as the years pile up, as the years go by, you find that's more and more the case. Last one.
Against
And that's why, okay, guys, what would you call him?
How do you know?
Beta.
How do you know that he doesn't mind? I feel like he don't have a say. Like, it's not that he doesn't mind. Like, my man's doing the Arthur fist. I'm telling you, like he's not liking it.
Wait, can I just say something?
And that's what I said. He may tolerate it, but it doesn't mean he likes it. And there's a world of difference between tolerating something and liking it. When you tolerate something, it's like, they're gonna do it. They won't listen to me. It's not worth my time. It is what it is. I was supposed to, yo, yeah, good, baby, do what you gotta do. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Once again, the entire video is 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours long. When you got some time, check it out. You may have a different outcome than I do. I had to stop it because if I go any further into this video, I'm going to check my monitors. Because I have very little time, very little inclination, and even less desire to interact with people like this. She's going to be right come hell or high water. And nothing anybody says or does at this point is going to make a boatload of difference to her. She's going to leave this show with the exact same views that she had when she walked into it. Where other people can grow from it and learn and possibly adapt things to make themselves better people. Better in their interactions with their friends, better interactions with their lovers, their partners, their mates. But not her. There was somebody in the comments that said, where is it? Well, one chatter says, did this chick just say, how's that disrespectful? And that's in a nutshell. You were just told that this married woman is twerking on Instagram. And the first thing you go to is, how's that disrespectful? And this is what I mean. It's fine as long as it's not happening to me. I'm all right, Jack. I don't care. Anyway, we're going to call it a day. Yeah, check it out in its entirety if you can stomach it. Once again, it's great entertainment. But if you're looking to learn anything, you got to look in between the entertainment for the nuggets that they glean and take them together and grow from them. And once again, before we go, we're going to subscribe to the rule of 5 now. I went 4, and I went 5. Like. 3, 1 second. 2, comment. Good, bad, or indifferent. Leave a comment below. 3, subscribe. Get on the list. 4, notify via notification bell. Get put as one of the first people to view upcoming podcasts and live streams. Live streams are coming. And 5, share. If you like what we're doing, share it. Help the algorithm. Share it to as many people as you think will like it. The worst that's going to happen is that they don't watch it. That's the worst that's going to happen. But if they're like you, and you're watching, the chances are they'll watch it. And then they'll share it with their friends. And that's how we're going to grow the channel. Organically. We're not going to worry about bots. We're not going to worry about subscription lists and things like that. We're going to do this word of mouth. Because that's the best form of marketing there is. people tend to believe it when they're recommended something by their friends and relatives. Oh, if they like it, it's got to be something to it. Let me check it out. So those 5 things now, all together, will make this really grow. And as always, and also in the comment section below, there's always donation. You want to take it to the next step? Consider donations. There are things in the pipeline that we want to do, but we need money to do it. And as much as I would like to fund this all on my own, I can't. I got a family to take care of. So consider donations. All those things together will make a good thing only better. It'll grow us. We'll reach more people. And hopefully we'll make a better place for everybody. And on that note, once again, from me to you, your humble, highly favored, and grateful host, OBJ, I want to say, stay safe, stay grooved, and good night.